It's a really great presentation. I think the members will really benefit from it. And then afterwards, I think Ms. Thomas is going to answer a few questions if we have any. And with that, I will hand it over to you.
It. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the background of the film industry, and I know some of you certainly know it because you were there with us helping create this industry, which has done so well. You know, when we started out, through the 70s and through the 80s, we had a vibrant film industry in Georgia. We were already considered to be a production center. And it wasn't until the late 1990s that Canada started very aggressive tax incentives to try to take away the U.S. business. And it worked. So we started losing a lot of our business to Canada. We started losing a lot of our crew that either had to find other jobs or they had to go into other states to work. So, you know, we kind of clunked along. We would do a few shows a year. And then in 2003, we had scouted a long time for the Ray Charles story. You know, Ray Charles is a Georgia native. We got the show. They were set up here. Taylor Hackford was the director. They were excited to be here. And all of a sudden, Louisiana passed an incentive, and they picked up and left. And so that was really the impetus, I think, to start, you know, to realize that, you know, in order to maintain any of the industry that we had here, that something had to change. And then they had the audacity to show the Louisiana state capital as the Georgia state capital. So that was bad. Right. So in 2005, one incentive was passed. It was a little bit hard for producers to budget with. It was a little convoluted. It was a tiered system. So it helped a little bit, but it didn't help like the 2008 incentive did. So our business went from being, you know, location driven. We spent a lot of time trying to find perfect locations for movies and television shows that were considering the state. We would drive around with 35 millimeter cameras with film in them and try to find things that matched the script. And then it became an industry that was based on incentives. So now the decisions are primarily made in the accounting offices of the major studios. They run budgets. They see where their money's going to go furthest. And then that money is built back into the budget. So they don't go home with the money. They just build it in and they spend it here. So for all of you, most of you probably very familiar with this, but the tax incentive that changed our world, you know, 20% tax credit, $500,000 minimum spend, $10,000 for doing a Georgia promotion, whether it be put the Georgia logo above the enroll credits or they can do something of equal or greater value for the state. And it's transferable one time to offset income tax liability. So last year, we had 455 projects here, the direct spend of $2.7 billion with an economic impact of $9.5 billion. To give you an idea of, you know, what that means, 1973 to 2008, the first 35 years of our film office, we did $5 billion total. Last year, we did 9.5. Again, here's a chart, shows you 2007 through 2018. 2008, the year it passed, so we've had it for a decade now. We've gone from $130 million in direct spend to $2.7 billion in direct spend, which is an increase over one decade of 1,976%. So, good incentive. It really worked. So, to give you an idea of how this money is spent throughout the state, this is one of the 455 projects that shot here last year. This is Gemini Man. They had a Georgia spend of a little over $26 million. They hired 400 crew members, 215 cast and extras, over 25,000 room nights. But the exciting thing about this, if you look at it, 330 vendors were used on Gemini Man. This doesn't include the crew people. These are services that they hired. And these vendors are all through the state. So 64 cities throughout the state. You know, I thought I'd been everywhere in the state of Georgia, but I had to look up Hagen, Collins, and Crescent. So they really spread the money out on this one. So it's very exciting to see. Georgia. Why Georgia instead of some of these other states? There are states that have a little bit higher incentives than Georgia. Our incentive, it works perfectly. It certainly doesn't need to be higher. But we have a lot going for us that other states don't have. We have the infrastructure here, lots of crew. We have a temperate climate. You know, we fight against Michigan, which is not great in January when you're shooting outside. Diverse shooting locations, so we have the mountains, the coastline, big cities. Again, one of our big competitors is New Mexico, and New Mexico, well, it looks like New Mexico. So Georgia can look like pretty much anything. And then the direct flights of Hartsfield-Jackson, the ease of access. So because of that, we've seen a tremendous amount of stages that have been built in the state. There has never been a market that has seen this kind of infrastructure development. When we started before 2010, there was one purpose-built soundstage in the state. It was Raleigh Studios at Riverwood. It was called Riverwood at the time, down in Sonoy. It was 45,000 square feet, and that's all we had. Now we have 1.1 million square feet of purpose-built sound stages, 1.2 million square feet of retrofitted sound stages. And in addition to that, there are a lot of warehouses that have been enhanced and used repeatedly for films, over the course of time. So these are some of them. That's Atlanta Metro Studios. That used to be the old Shannon Mall. They knocked that down and put this up. It has the largest sound stage in North America and the second largest. This is, upper left corner, that's Pinewood Atlanta Studios. That's the second largest sound stage in North America. So Warner Brothers in California is first. Pinewood with 18 stages is second. Third one, Blackhall Studios. Then now 9 sound stages over off Constitution Road. In between, a landfill and a prison. So not wildly desirable land, but they've made great use of it. Let's see. Also, just we were counting the infrastructure that moved in. When we got over 300, we kind of gave up because it's just daunting how many companies have moved here. These are all tax-paying companies that are here just to support the industry. These companies, of course, don't get the film tax credit, but they're here because we're busy. Workforce, according to the Motion Picture Association of America, more than 92,000 people are now directly or indirectly in the film industry, with $4.6 billion in wages, with an average of $84,000 per year. So great jobs. I want to talk a little bit about the Georgia Film Academy because they have been so great to work with. It's a great partnership between the university system and the technical college system. They prepare you for all kinds of jobs. They have put through over 6,000 people already. They have 700 people enrolled right now, and have put through over 650 people in covered crafts internships. And because of the demand, the high school students wanted to get in on it too. So now the Georgia Film Academy is training high school students to teach the same curriculum so that everybody's learning the same thing. So they will teach the faculty, and the faculty will go back and teach the same curriculum that's being taught at a college level. Another thing that's been a big success for our office is Camera Ready Communities. We have a small office. We have 6 people. So we really are dependent on people throughout the state to help us find locations and help with logistics. Camera Ready started in 2010. So each of the 159 counties has a designee. So when we get a script and we can't find a certain location, we can upload photos to all of our 159 counties and ask if they have something that would match, and they will send it in, and they can be the person on the ground that would help shows when they're there. So it's been a great asset for our office. Another thing that we've been concentrating on recently has been film tourism. We know that a lot of times, the film shoots there, it might not be where most of the money is spent. You might see the money later once it comes out. We know that for Newton County, which was the home of the Dukes of Hazzard, it only shot 5 episodes there in 1979, still one of the biggest tourism draws. And here, yeah, I don't get it either. Yes. And here's a picture of Sonoy. If you haven't been to Sonoy lately, Sonoy went from 6 businesses to 85 businesses since The Walking Dead has been there for 9 years. I mean, it is dramatically different. Lots of restaurants, lots of shops. Hard to find parking on a Tuesday morning. Crazy. It does have yeah, that's right. It has a second main street that they built on, and that's full too. It was pre-leased before they had it built. Wow. And the property taxes have doubled. So this is all about job creation. I mean, this has really changed people's lives. Certainly they're still bringing in some people from Los Angeles, but more and more we are seeing shows that are, you know, we have a show that just wrapped out, 98% local. I know The Walking Dead is 96% local. On average, according to the IATSE, it is 85% local people, local hires. So the more we can keep this up, I mean, when we started this, we're 10 years in now. These people have worked back-to-back films for 10 years, so they have amazing experience. So we look forward to the time when it's 100% local. Here are just some of the resources. If you want to be an extra, you can go online. Usually people don't want to do that but once. That's right. You know, I don't dispute that 1 minute. All right, Chairman Dollar, I'm going to try to start this video. Let's go with recommended settings.
Well, in 2008, there was no more houses being built. The film industry really started to boom around here, and we got into that, and it's been a blessing for me and my family, for sure.
While in school for fashion, I was told I would have to move to LA or I would have to move to New York. Being a homeowner in Georgia, I really didn't want to uproot and have to leave home, and the film industry has just really saved me.
In the film business, it's kind of like building a house. You have to have carpenters, you have to have plumbers, you have to have electricians, you have to have someone to help you pick out the colors, the appliances, the furniture. You know, all that is encompassed in the film industry. So we hire a lot of vendors that come in and they do all this.
So after working with about 30 different productions over time, I paid attention to what their needs were, what their warehouse space needs were, what their office needs were. Melling Avenue Stageworks came about really kind of by luck. I stumbled upon this building in the south side of Atlanta. From the evolution of where I've come from doing short-term leases, ending up with a building I now own a part of was a pretty amazing transformation.
We're a building material supply retailer, and we've been in business since 1919. Late 2008, we saw things really start kind of coming apart at the seams. 2009 pretty much stopped. That's about the same time that we had some acquaintances here in Tucker that are involved in the film business. I can honestly say that's what kept us in business through the 2009, 10, and 11 when things were just awful. The production business has been good to us. It's kept us busy. It's kept us from laying off employees. It's kept us going, basically. It started off at probably 15 to 20% of our business. At times it's 35 to 40% of our business now.
The film industry has been a phenomenal partner for the Lifecycle Building Center. When we began our operation, started working with a TV project, and they became our largest single customer to date. There's a tremendous amount of material that comes out of film projects, and we're able to capture that material and distribute it back into the community to organizations.
Since 1998, I've been doing this. I began in the theater and then moved into film in 2005. If it wasn't for this, I would not be making the money that I make now and be able to afford to do the things that I am able to do. Buy my house, have my car, take care of my family.
It's keeping people employed. People are coming here and leasing apartments, staying in hotels, eating at restaurants. So overall, it's really, really doing a great thing for the economy here in Georgia.
Well, on this particular show, at the highest point, I mean, we've had over 100 guys out here just in the building part.
As early as 5 years ago, we were 8 people. And since we started getting involved with the Georgia Film Tax Credit, we have gone from 8 people from the initial year of the tax credit to now we have 150 employees.
The tax incentives for the film industry have been a great boon to the movie industry. But by the same token, the movie industry has been a great boon to the economy for the state of Georgia.
I've worked on 20 to 30 productions in the state of Georgia since 2005. We've been everywhere: Valdosta, Griffin, Georgia, St. Simons Island, Blairsville, Helen, Georgia, all over the state of Georgia.
I've worked on The Walking Dead seasons 3 and 4. I've worked on the originals. I've worked on The Game on BET, as well as Devious Made seasons 1 and 2.
It's not that the people that are making money are out of state. It's not a bunch of LA people. It's most of the people that are here, they're all residents of the state of Georgia, and they've lived here.
I've even had friends out in LA say, we're all even struggling to find work, try and go somewhere else. And that's why I chose Atlanta.
If it weren't for the film industry, I don't know where I'd be.
I'm not sure that we would be here today after almost 100 years of business had it not been for getting a fair, big share of this business over the years and experiencing the loyalty, and it goes both ways. It's really been good for us. I got to tell you, I love the film people.
Thank you. That was great.
Great,
And
thank
it
you.
does a really good job of, kind of encapsulating and telling that story. That is a pretty impressive story. I see the commissioner walked in and during your budget presentation, thank you for being here, by the way. During your budget presentation, you made the comment that, no single piece of legislation has so uniquely and singularly had the economic impact that our credit has, and we're just kind of seeing that that story being told. So thank you for being here, and thank you for that. First question.
Hey Lee,
Representative
thanks for
Bonner.
being here.
Absolutely.
You had mentioned the number of productions, 455. How does that compare to other states, just to kind of give us some perspective?
Well, it's probably better to look at the money, because some of these are commercials and some of these are feature films and television, so it's kind of hard to look at just the number. But according to the MPAA, we were the #1 filming location in the world last year.
Mm,
So
great, thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. What number are you?
8.
Okay. All right. You're on.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the presentation. I'm a little curious about the workforce talent slide that you provided. It has the MPAA numbers as the average salary being $84,000 for some of these people. I'm curious if Georgia is on trend with that. That seems like a very high number.
I would say it's probably every bit of that. I think people have an expectation that when they shoot in Georgia that it's going to be cheaper for labor, but because we are so busy, they are getting above scale. So there's the union rates, and then typically to get the good people, you will be paying above scale.
Okay, thank you. And then just one follow-up question. On the slide about continuing the workforce talent, the GFA secondary school initiatives, can you help me understand that a little bit more? These are opportunities for high school teachers to be trained?
That's right. High school, they found that high schools were very eager to get the curriculum for the Georgia Film Academy. And rather than have the high school students go to the Georgia Film Academy, what they're doing is during the summer months, they're training the faculty to take that equipment and the curriculum back to the students so they can train it in the high schools.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Deborah, did you have a question?
I was just going to add that in addition to that, in education appropriations, they've allocated, I believe, $3.5 million for high schools to apply for to get the right equipment and all they need to deliver that curriculum. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Terry.
Lee, I'm not even going to direct this to you. I'm going to direct it to the commissioner, if you don't
All right.
mind.
No,
Just,
not at all.
No, not no. Hey, come on. You got the best thing going for you right here anyway. Commissioner, just out of curiosity, I'm looking at it from an economic development standpoint, not just the movie end of things. In the whole big picture, when you're out and you're selling the state of Georgia, and we all know where we've been the last 6 years, and a phenomenal job. But in talking with people, is it an attraction to be able to tell them where we are in the movie industry? You want to address that?
So, Chairman, let me just say, it's fascinating.
Commissioner, we're actually streaming. Would you mind coming up here?
Yeah, of course.
So, yes, let me start with just the overall, what we do is we're marketing product, right? I mean, we market all over the world, whether we're pushing tourism or whether we're attracting new business. You can't pay for the marketing exposure that we get from the film industry. I was meeting with a company in the Czech Republic, an aerospace company, who was looking at opening a facility in the U.S. And when we got done, we went down to have dinner, and our waitress started talking to us, asking, where are you guys from? And I said, well, we're from Georgia. And she said, that's Atlanta, right? And I said, yeah, that's Atlanta. She said, that's where The Walking Dead is filmed. And she said, my bucket list is to go to Atlanta and go on set. And so, it's amazing. That's exactly right. That's right. That's an excellent
That's
point.
on her bucket list, too.
That's an excellent point.
And so do y'all, because I know I look now at the end of movies, I look for that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
symbol, and is that required every time they film in Georgia?
Well, it's not required.
Okay.
So it's and Lee, you feel free to jump in, but it's a 20% tax credit for filming in Georgia. But if you want that extra 10% uplift, you have to market Georgia. And so we give them kind of a menu of options that they can choose from. That is the most visible, and really on their part, it's the easiest way to get 10% is to put that peach on there. But it's amazing. I'm the same way. Even if I'm on an airplane, I'm going to watch until the very last minute so I can see that peach. It's
As a funny part to that on Netflix, a lot of times it will roll over to the next thing before it gets to the end of the credits. I got so mad because I knew it was filmed in Georgia, but I didn't get to see the peach. And I looked it up on Wikipedia just to make sure that the movie had been filmed in Georgia. And I was right. So Netflix needs to go to work on that.
That's right. Well, it's just back to your question. It really does. The way we have tackled economic development over the last 8 years was really holistically looking at jobs across whether it's global commerce or international trade or tourism or film or the arts. There is something unique in every community in this state that creates jobs, and all of these things work together, and film is a great big piece of that. So it really is the work that Lee and her team have done have just been fantastic.
Great selling point.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, I think our whole committee wants to congratulate you on your Georgia Credit Honor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's a nice honor.
And then secondly, Mr. Chair, for me, I think one of our questions is how do we sustain this? Because movies have followings and all of a sudden it drops off. And so we have the following as Georgia, but is there going to be a drop off for us? Are we going to be overused, or I don't know how to answer.
Well, y'all have created what is considered to be the easiest tax incentive that people, the most straightforward film tax credit out there. So people love it. The momentum that we have now, if you look at Nashville and music, we have that for film, and I think we're really hard to touch, having done it now for 10 years. The infrastructure, again, all of the crew, which makes it cheaper for them, and they like the quality of life here. People like to be here, so I think we're doing great.
So we're on a roll.
Yeah, we're seeing writers' rooms that are moving here. Seeing MFA just got approved at the University of Georgia yesterday, so.
Wow.
In dramatic writing, so things are going great.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have another question?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what fit into the big picture. So I knew that we
We're
all know what economic development has done.
So I have a question. So we can look around and we can see all the work that's being lensed here in Georgia. We also worked and passed a post-production credit because we would really like to see more of that work done here as well. How has that been received, and is it being utilized?
It is being utilized.
Okay.
I think for the cap last year, it was about 95% taken.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
this first year, the first day of this year, I think 70% of it or so was spoken for. So it has been well received, and we are seeing more post-production that has located here. Music, we haven't seen any traction with the music bill, but certainly the post-production bill has been a big success. We don't oversee that incentive. That is all done through revenue, but we did get the numbers from them. Sure.
And I don't see any more questions. Okay, I spoke too soon. We have one more.
I didn't know if there were other ones. It's just a question about the placards or the movie markers saying, this was filmed here. Where are we at with that? I thought we passed that already, and if so, where are they? And then additionally, there's been conversation about doing something like that in the city of Atlanta. Have y'all been a part of any of those conversations about an entertainment row or any of that?
I have not been a part of those conversations. I know Lisa Love, who works in our tourism division, is working with the Department of Transportation for the film trails signs. So I can check with her on the status of that and get back to you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, with that, I think we're going to adjourn the meeting. I just, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for your
Thank
work.
you. I'm excited to work with you.
You're doing a great job, and we're all very thrilled at the story that is being told here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman, would you mind if I say one quick thing?
Please, yeah.
I want to thank you guys for your support. When you're talking about will this industry continue to grow, and the fact that you've created a committee that is focusing on this, and Chairman Stevens for years has been our champion and has carried the torch, and I want to thank Ron for all that he has done. But when you're really laser focused on an industry, the folks who are making the decisions on where to film are going to pay attention to that. And so this just continues our great reputation of being such a welcoming and friendly state to do filming business. So thank you guys for what you do.
That's good to hear. I think that I think that the speaker recognized that this is now a massive industry and the importance to the state, and it really deserves a lot of attention from the legislature and acknowledgement of what it means to the state. So I'm glad that's being that's going to be kind of translated.
And Chairman Dollar, you're the fact that this was in Lee's slides, but this is now a Georgia industry. This is not folks from California that are flying here and doing business and flying home. These are Georgians that are employed, and I think the film really, or the video really shows that. But these are 92,000 plus Georgia jobs, and so the impact is local, and it's in every one of your districts, and it really is across the state. So again, really appreciate your work on this.
Commissioner, thank you for those comments. And with that, I know we all have other meetings, so we're gonna adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. So nice to meet you.